Alright, so this is going to be the last video for this chapter because of our field trip and then the weekend. I don't want you to have to do videos over the weekend. And then we'll have the test next Friday. So this will be the last video. We have 8 chapters in chapter 10, but lesson 6 and 7 will be done together on Monday. And so we'll have a couple of days of review before the test on Friday. All right, so you'll be able to identify quadrilaterals based on the quadrilateral characteristics. Again, this is going to take a lot of studying between the kinds of triangles and the different lines and now quadrilaterals, okay? And then we're going to be working on line symmetry. You're going to have to study all of your vocabulary words and what they mean. Very important. All right, so there are quadrilaterals all around us in the world, okay? Quadrilaterals are these things. You'll recognize most of them from kindergarten. So you can see that there's shapes everywhere. All right, so quadrilaterals are polygons, which is multiple side shapes, and these are all quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals. Okay, so quad means 4, laterals means sides. Okay, so quadrilateral has how many sides? 4. Good. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 shapes here, or sides. 2, 3, 4 sides here. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides here. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4 sides here. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides here. Okay, so they all have 4 sides. We can all agree about that. However, there's going to be different rules for each one. All right, so all quadrilaterals are polygons. Okay, polygons means multi-sided shapes. All quadrilaterals have 4 sides. Okay, and all quadrilaterals are going to have 4 angles. I mean corners. Okay, 4 angles. All right, so we have a quadrilateral song. Let's see what that's all about. We're going to have to do this in class. That looked fun. We're going to have to do that. All right, so you can definitely look that up on YouTube if you couldn't hear it very well in the video. But I'm sure Miss Friendly is going to play that for you because that seemed kind of fun. All right, so let's look at these quadrilaterals. All right. All right, so we have 4 angles, may not have 4 congruent sides. Okay, so we need to match these up with where they go. We'll cover it up. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one by itself for a minute because I'm going to use process of elimination. All right, so only one pair of parallel lines. So let's look at this and see if there's parallel lines. Well, there's parallel lines here and here, so that's not going to work. Parallel lines here and here, so that's not going to work. Parallel lines here and here, so that's not going to work. Parallel lines here, oh, but not here. So that may not work. Let's check this last one. Parallel lines here, parallel lines here. So this has to go with trapezoid. Okay. All right. Bring this one up. How about 2 pairs of parallel lines? 2 pairs of parallel lines. Oh my goodness, they all have, well, all but the trapezoid have 2 pairs of parallel lines. The rhombus does, the square does, the rectangle does, and the parallelogram. All right, let's skip that one for now. 4 congruent. Congruent means same size. Okay, so same size sides and no right angles. Okay, well this has a right angle. This has a right angle, so those are out. Alright, so this does not have any right angles. This does not have any right angles. Alright, so let's see. 4 congruent sides, no right angles. Are these sides the same? This one and this side, those look like they're the same size. I don't think so. I don't think that one's gonna work. So I think the 4 congruent sides and no right angles is probably gonna go to the rhombus. Okay, which is similar to a diamond. Alright, that leaves us with these 3. Alright, we've got 4 right angles and 4 congruent sides. 4 right angles and 4 congruent sides. I have 4 right angles on this one, and all my sides seem to be the same. Okay, 4 right angles on this one, and my sides are not the same size. And no right angles on the parallelogram. So this has got to go with the square. Alright, and two pairs of parallel lines. Alright, that could go with parallelogram, right? It's got no other functions. 4 right angles. Rectangle has 4 right angles and may not have 4 congruent sides, which means it doesn't have equal sides, same size sides. Okay? Alright. Alright, here's some more practice. Let's take a look. Alright, so what does this spell? Trapezoid. T-R-A-P-I-Z. Oh no, my goodness. That trapezoid. Oh, I don't think I had that right. Trapezoid? This friend lady doesn't know how to spell trapezoid. Oh, there's an E. Trapezoid. Like this. Ah, there we go. Trapezoid. I didn't get that one right. Alright, how about this? Oh, rectangle. R-E-C-T-A-N-G-L-E. Rectangle. How's that one? Rectangle. Why is it not letting me? Alright, I don't like this. Alright, next. Ooh. What is this? What's my clue? Quadrilateral has 2 sets of parallel lines. Oh, parallelogram. Alright, we're going to play with this later. Alright, so quiz. Write this on your piece of paper. Write the answers for your WSQ. Alright, so number 1. This is an example of is it a trapezoid, a rectangle, a square, a rhombus, or a parallelogram? It is a trapezoid. Okay, parallelogram looks similar, but all the lines are parallel to each other. Okay. Alright, this is an example of a type of parallelogram. It is called is it a trapezoid, a rectangle, a square, or a rhombus? Good, that should have been easy. Rectangle. Alright, this is an example of a parallelogram. It is called a trapezoid, rectangle, square, or a rhombus. Alright, it is a rhombus. Alright, what is this called? A trapezoid, a square, or a rhombus? Good, square. That should have been easy. Oops, homework. Alright. We're going to classify these figures. Okay, in as many ways as possible. So all of these are going to be quadrilaterals. So that's always going to be one of them. Unless it's a triangle, then it's not a quadrilateral. But all of these are quadrilaterals. So you're going to have quadrilaterals on all of them. All right. And let's see. Let's do number 6. All right, so number 6 has 2 lines that are parallel, 4 sides but that are not of equal length, and 2 right angles. Okay, this is a quadrilateral. And a trapezoid. Okay, does it fit any other descriptions? No, it does not. Okay, so there's one thing that you want to be sure of, and that is there's kind of a flow chart of what constitutes what shape, okay? Because a square is both a quadrilateral, a rhombus, and a square, okay? It falls into the categories of rhombus. So it's important to note the characteristics of all of these, okay? So I would go back and take notes on what constitutes, let's go back here. Miss Fernley's just going to write them down for you because this is too hard, this one right here. Alright, so let's go back. I'll help you solve one more. Alright, so this is a quadrilateral. It is also a rhombus because it has 4 sides. I'm a liar. It's not a rhombus. It's a parallelogram. Okay, and Miss Fernley will post the flow chart of the different kinds of shapes, quadrilaterals, up on the board as well for you guys to reference during your test. Alright, so Alan drew a polygon with 4 sides and 4 angles. All 4 sides are equal. None of the angles are right angles. What figure did Alan draw? You guys can figure that out when I give you the notes right now. And Teresa drew a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of parallel sides and 4 right angles. What quadrilateral could she have drawn? Okay, you guys can figure those 2 out. All right, let's look at some notes for figuring out what quadrilaterals are. Hold on a second. Okay, so make sure that you're writing these down as your notes. Okay, so you have quadrilaterals. Okay, so quadrilateral has 4 angles and 4 sides. Okay, and the quadrilateral, there are 2 types of quadrilaterals, or breaking down into a quadrilateral. So everything that's got 4 angles and 4 sides is a quadrilateral. Okay, once you break that down, you can have a parallelogram or a trapezoid. A parallelogram has 2 pairs of parallel sides. And a trapezoid has only 1 pair of parallel sides. So that's the difference between a parallelogram and a trapezoid. Now there is nothing that comes off of trapezoids. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral and it's nothing else. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral and it's nothing else. However, off of parallelograms, there is rectangles. There are rectangles. Okay, so a rectangle has 4 right angles. And 2 pairs of parallel sides. Okay, so a rectangle, if it asks you to classify a rectangle is a parallelogram and it is also a quadrilateral. You see how this is kind of a flow chart? Okay. All right, a parallelogram is also a rhombus. Okay, a rhombus is like a diamond. It has 4 sides of equal length. And it's going to bother Miss Friendly that I used different colors for the wrong thing. But alright, I'm not going to fix it right now. Okay, so a rhombus, like a diamond, has 4 sides of equal lengths. Alright, so a rhombus is a parallelogram and a quadrilateral. A rectangle is a parallelogram and a quadrilateral. A trapezoid is just a quadrilateral. In addition to that, something that is both a rectangle and a rhombus is a square, because it has the properties of all of those. So it has 4 right angles, and yes, you'll need to know all of this. 2 pairs of parallel sides, and 4 equal sides. So, if you're asked to determine what a square is a rhombus, a rectangle, a parallelogram, and a quadrilateral. Belongs to all of those. Okay, so make sure you know this flowchart, because you'll need it. Alright, WSQ is just go ahead and finish the practice book page. Have a good night.